Okay, welcome to the first of two or three, I'm not sure how many videos we're going to have on trinomials. We're just going to call it part one. Now, when we're dealing with trinomials and SOLs, there are four things you're going to have to know, be able to do. But one thing you're going to have to be able to do is do the factors. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're also going to have to be able to do zeros. That means there's going to be 2 points in a trinomial where the line crosses 0. You're going to have to know that. You might have to know the axis of symmetry. That's going to be the point on X where you could fold the line in half and it would be the same. And the fourth one, you're going to have to be able to do the vertex. And I'm going to show you how to do each of these in this video. They're all related to each other. Okay? So for this video, we're going to be working all with trinomials where we do not have a number in front of this first squared variable here. There will not be a number here. It's always an implied 1. In videos to come, we're going to show you how to do it when we have numbers in front. But for this one, we don't. Okay, so let's get factors. I'm going to show you the best way, I think the easiest way to do it. Alright, when I do factors, I'll write factors here. Alright, I'm going to always do my x value. Alright, the x factor. Where I put negative 11, this b right here, this is a A, and a B, and a C with the formula. And I put the number 10 here. Okay, now you have to ask yourself, what two numbers go here and here? And when I add them together, I get negative 11. And when I multiply them together, I get 10. You know, it probably, let me put these in another spot. It'll look better this way. When I add them together, I get 11. And when I multiply them together, I get 10. So you got to ask yourself that, and you're going to be thinking around, trying to figure it out. So for 10, I could have 2 and 5, but that wouldn't give me 11. But I could have 1 and 10. All right, 1 times 10 is 10. It's not negative 11, but negative 1 times negative 10 is negative 11. So that's going to be it. So my factors, after I find this, you just write them out like this: x minus 1. It's the minus 1 there, and then x minus 10. That's all you do for factors. For zeros, all you do is take these two numbers and do the opposite of them, but they're written as points. So if this is negative 1, I would change that to positive 1, 0. That's going to be 1 point where that would cross the x-axis. And the other, it says negative 10, so I change it to positive 10 and 0. So there you go. That's my zeros. Now for my axis of symmetry, and I'll abbreviate that as y, you have to remember this formula, negative b over 2a. Alright, so negative b over 2a. This is the B, and this is the A. The A is the number that goes here. The B is negative 11. C would be 10, but we don't have to worry about that. So in this case, negative B, I'd have negative minus 11. So negative minus 11, that changes it to positive 11. So this would be 11 over 2 times 1 is 2. And we're going to leave these as a fraction. Guess what? That's the final answer. Okay. Now for the last one, which is the vertex. The vertex is a ordered pair, and we already know the x. So you could take this x and plug it in here and set that equal to you just plug it in and work it out and it'd do it. The easiest way to do it is to do this, though. Take your calculator, Let's put this number in at 11 divided by 2. Let's hit store and X. And what I just did is I told the calculator the X value is this. Now I'm going to try to find Y. Well, if I hit enter and I plug this formula in, so instead of N we'll use X, so X squared minus 11X plus 10 and hit enter, and it'll tell me the Y value, so negative 20.25, and don't use decimals when that, so the Y value would be negative 20 1/4. That would be where the vertex is. So see how they're all related? Now, you know, the questions on the SOLs might ask you for the factors. It might ask you for the zeros. It might ask you for the axis of symmetry. It might ask you for the vertex. All of it's game. That's why you have to know how to do it all. Let me show you one more and then I'll give you extra credit. And remember, you can rewind this. Rewind it. Watch it over and over and over again until you get it. Alright, let's do our factors. X factor. Put this number on top and I add them together to get this number. Put this number on the bottom and I multiply them to get this number. What two numbers, when I add them together I get 8, and multiply them together I get 7? 7 and 1. Everything's positive in here. So my factors, I should have wrote that out. My factors are x plus 7 and x plus 1. My zeros, just do the opposite. Negative 7, 0. I'm doing the opposite of these right here. Negative 1, 0. Easy. Alright, my axis of symmetry. Now, you're going to have to just remember this. It's negative b over 2a. Now remember, negative b, here's my b. So it would be negative 8 over 2a. 2 times 1 is 2. That number is always going to be 2 if there's not a variable in front of this trinomial, which equals negative 4. So the axis of symmetry is negative 4. And then the vertex, well, I already know that the vertex, I already know my x is negative 4. Alright, well, wait a minute. Let's sell the calculator then. Let's go negative 4, store that calculator as x. That's what we just told it. Calculator, the x is negative 4. Okay? So now I'll just plug in the formula. Be x squared. Oops. Let's see. X squared. Why do I keep hitting that? Try it one more time. X, I can't hardly see that. There we go. X squared plus 8x plus 7. Hit enter. It tells me the y is negative 9. So my vertex is at negative 4, negative 9. And that's all you do. See how you work from one to the other? But remember, it might ask you for this one. You might have to do some of these different steps. You might have to do this in order to find this, or whatever it takes. Alright, so here we go. Here's your extra credit. You have 3 problems. I want you to take each problem and I want you to find the factors, the zeros, the axis of symmetry, and the vertex for each. Okay, so you're doing 4 things for each of these 3 problems. Alright, show your work, turn this into Mr. Riddle, get that extra credit.